Hey guys, today I'm making this little bedroom for LPS or other small dolls. If you're new to my channel and you like what you see, please feel free to click that subscribe button. And kids, do be sure and ask a parent for help before starting this craft. Okay guys, so let's get started. I start here with a box and I've just removed two sides, but that made it kind of flimsy and uneven, so I'm just adding some cardboard back in to make my floor level and a little bit sturdier. And then I use craft foam for my base, and here I'm just scoring lines just to give it detail, and I glue it inside. And then I'm just gluing scrapbook paper on either side and a little bit of white paper for my trim. I glue 4 pieces of cardboard together, glue it to a piece of black craft foam paper, and I'm just cutting around. And I glue my sides down, making sure that I line them up as best I can so there's not any exposed cardboard. And then of course I trim to the level of my cardboard. I glue on pony beads, more craft foam paper for my headboard, and just a few little squares for detail. And then if you saw my other bed in another video, I just wanted to show you real quick how I did that. I just painted some foam board, and then here along the edges where foam board can be kind of rough, I just glued craft foam paper, and the mattress is also foam board wrapped in fabric. Then I take 2 different pieces of felt, glue down 3 sides, stuff in some tissue, and glue shut. Trim, and glue on a little rose for detail. I add it to my bed, and then here I just have some material that kind of drapes for my blanket, and my bed is good to go. For my dresser, I cut out a piece of cardboard, and you can see the measurements here. And then the height of my craft foam paper that will go around it is about 1.5 inches tall, and I'm wrapping it around my cardboard. And here I can mark where I will bend my craft foam, and then I can score it to make it easier to bend around the cardboard when I glue it. And I just do the same thing on the other side. And then I glue one side at a time, just using my hot glue. And here, since I didn't line it up perfectly on my fold mark, I'm having to cut my cardboard just a teensy bit, and I glue and trim. Then I take another piece of cardboard that's about the same size to glue underneath, and I can just make sure that everything looks good, it's the right size, yep, and then I'm just gluing it. And so as you guys can see, this is actually a fake dresser. I mean, you could stuff stuff in the back. And then I glue another piece to the top. I cut out a strip of more craft foam paper. You could just use regular paper, and cut into 4 little pieces for my drawers. Then I cut more craft foam paper. You could use beads for my knobs. I cut out a piece of mirrored cardboard. You could also use mirrored paper on cardboard. I cover it with a piece of craft foam paper, and then here I'm just making lines at the corners with my X-Acto knife. And then I draw a line between those lines. And then I'm just cutting out that center rectangle. And gluing my remaining pieces back onto my mirror. And I just like the diagonal cuts. It's a bit more work, but I thought it looked kind of cool. And I glue to the top of my dresser. And then here's another one. You can see it's a little bit shinier. If you wanted that shiny effect, you could just use glossy Mod Podge. For my shelf, I'm just using a popsicle stick that I cut in file. I paint red, and there I used nail polish, and I glue to my wall. And for my desk, I'm just gluing together 2 pieces of cardstock to make it a little bit stronger, and then 2 pieces of thin cardboard. And you'll want to use tacky glue or something stronger than a glue stick to glue your cardboard together. Then I cut out a piece of my now thicker cardstock. cut out sides and a back and glue together, and if it's uneven and my top won't rest properly, I can carefully file it smooth and then cut out another piece as my top. And with my cardboard that I glued together, I cut out 2 thin strips, glue together an X, trim the bottom, and then I can line it up against something straight, measure and trim my top to try and get straight pieces. And then I do the exact same thing again with my second piece, and I can line it up over my X to make sure they line up. I'm just trimming the bottom. Making my marks again and trimming. Filing if need be, if they're not perfect, as these are the base for your desk. And I paint black. Then I glue to my desk. And with my extra cardboard, I cut out pieces for a chair, I paint it black, and I add beads as legs. And I've just painted some wooden beads black. And then for my little jewelry holder, I'm just using a marker to color a toothpick, which I've cut in half. I glue my shorter piece to a flower gem, glue my other piece, and you are good. I add a Lisa Frank sticker because it's so cute. All my little furniture. And here's just an extra little side table. It's just popsicle sticks, and then I use nail polish to color it. And I can start to add my accessories. My Lips phone, a cell phone, this little lava lamp I made about a month ago in a previous video, the alarm clock from another video, and some books. Some of these I made, and I'll include the printable in the description section. And just to cheat, you can always just glue craft foam in the inside if you're too lazy to fold up paper. And then finally, this little Dork Diaries I got from a Scholastic ad, and I just glued it to craft foam. And guys, you are so totally good to go. Well guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks guys!